Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my April reading wrap-up. I read 40 books in the month of April. This is the most I've read in 1 month in my whole entire life, and it will probably never happen again. Read a lot for school, so I will be skipping over some. We have a lot of books to go through, so let's get started. Gwen and Art Are Not in Love. I read this on a road trip, which I have a vlog up now, if you want to go watch. I rated this 3.5 stars. I don't really think I would recommend it. It kind of felt like the plot was all over the place and the relationships weren't fully formed. I really liked the concept. Sadly, I did not love the story. I had really high expectations, but that's okay. Next on the chopping block, Death on the Nile. Now, I am so sorry. This is the second Agatha Christie book that I've read, and I just don't like it that much. I'm so sorry. I feel horrible doing that because obviously it's Agatha Christie. Are you kidding? Like, this is obviously like I am not with, I don't stand with the majority. But I'm also just not a big mystery fan, which I feel like that might be a part of it. But I just can't connect to the stories at all. I just don't find them interesting. Like, I am like dragging myself through the story. I like reading classics. I can read those like it's my day job, but these just, I can't. I just can't. But I am gonna try to read And Then There Were None. That's the last book I have by her physically, and probably the last effort to try to like her books. But that, I believe, is her most popular, and my friend really likes that book. So definitely gonna try to read that one, and if it doesn't, I guess it's just not for me, and that kind of makes me upset, but you know, that's alright. Then I read The Wolf and the Woodsman. This is my least favorite Ava Reid book, which makes me so sad to say. I rated this 3.5. It felt like there were some plot holes and some things that didn't really make sense or weren't fully explained. She is very good at setting like an eerie like atmosphere to her books, which I do really enjoy. And I did like the main characters. I liked the relationship they had going. I don't know if I would recommend this one, sadly, but I love her. Then I reread The Great Gatsby. It's a classic. I like it. I read it a couple years ago and then I reread it for school. Probably one of my favorite classics. I really do like this one. Then I read Good Girl, Bad Blood. I really liked this. I rated it 4 stars. I was kind of nervous to read this book. When I read the first book, the dialogue was very young, at least when it came to her talking to her friends and like about her personal life. It just felt very young, which she is in high school, so like that should be a given, but some of it was kind of making me want to crawl out of my skin. So I didn't know how I was gonna feel about this one, but I did end up liking it. There were still some points that did make me cringe very heavily. I think I just am not a big fan of Pip, but that's fine. I did end up liking it. It was interesting. Very fast-paced. Read it in 2 days, I think. I will be continuing the series, which I'm pleasantly surprised about. Then I read Dracula, which I love this edition. Can we take a second? My sister got it for me and she embossed it. She got me a custom embosser that has little books and a cat. And it says, like, from the library of Bonfirebookshelf. How cute! I rated this 4 stars. It's a classic for a reason. I read it for my Gothic literature class, which I'm actually, that's probably like one of the only classes. I'm sad that it's over. I'm sad it's over because I loved the stuff we read for that class. If you want to get into classics and you like Gothic literature, you like vampires, check it out. But if you've been wanting to read Dracula, take this as your sign. Pick it up. Maybe wait till fall, because that would be good. Nice Halloween, spooky, eerie vibes. Then I read What You Wish For by Catherine Center, and 5 stars. I'd recommend everything that Catherine Center writes. Go check it out if you haven't read anything by her. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? All of her rom-coms I have loved. This one I've loved. So I'm gonna need to read all of her other books because apparently I just love everything she writes. I would definitely recommend picking this one up. It follows Samantha, who is a school librarian, and her old coworker Duncan, who she used to work at a different school with, moves and transfers as the new principal at her school. And it's a super quick read. I really liked it, so I would definitely recommend picking this one up. I got abducted by aliens and now I'm trapped in a rom-com. That title is crazy, right? And so is the book. The book is crazy, but I liked it. It is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It is weird. Sci-fi romance. I rated it 4 stars. I really like this author. She's super funny. She also wrote the Meet and Mishap series. Love it. It's just like quick, fun, silly, easy read. Super crazy, super chaotic, and I loved it. Maybe I'd recommend it to some people. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. 5-star read. I thought people were being dramatic when they were freaking out about this. I'm so glad I read it. It is a Sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. It is so good. It follows Aiden, who is the host of a romance hotline in Baltimore, and Lucy, whose daughter calls in one night to try to get her mom to find love. 100% recommend you checking this out. It is so, so good. The writing was so good. The characters were so good. I loved everyone in this story. Everyone in this story on my whole heart and soul. This cover, beautiful. The characters, beautiful. The story, beautiful. The writing, beautiful. I have no notes. I need to read the Love Light Farm series because I have not read that by this author and I loved this. So I feel like now I need to read the other series because I feel like then that's a given that I'm gonna love that one too. Pick this one up. Then I read To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I don't think I'd really recommend this one. It was very slow. I rated it 3 stars. I liked the writing, wasn't really keeping my attention. I do want to read something else by Virginia Woolf, so if you have read any of her books, let me know which one I should read. This one just wasn't for me. Then I read The Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I loved this. I rated this 4 stars. I really love the Dream Harbor series. It is just like fun and quick and easy. The first book was probably my least favorite, but the second was really, really good. Have not read the Christmas tree one yet. That's the third. I skipped it. And then I read the 4th, which this one is just perfect for spring. It's a small town romance. Archer's moving to town and he hires Iris as a live-in nanny. I love reading like small town romance books and being able to see the characters from the past books. I just think that's so fun. Then I read Bringing Down the Duke and A Rogue of One's Own. This is book 1 and 2 in the A League of Extraordinary Women series. And I really liked both of them. I rated both of these 4 stars. This is a Regency romance series. The women that they follow are students at Oxford. I would definitely recommend picking this series up. I'm going to need to continue it at some point, but this is probably my favorite modern Regency romance series that I've read. Then I read The Virgin Suicides and I ended up rating it 3 stars. This follows the 5 Lisbon sisters told from the perspective of the neighborhood boys. I liked concepts of this book, but I just didn't love it. Then I read The Woman Destroyed. I also rated this one 3 stars. I'm glad that I finally got around to reading it. There's a couple different stories from a few different women and their experiences. I feel like it's worth the read. I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to, but I am glad that I got around to reading it. Then I read A Lesson in Vengeance, which I rated this 4 stars. I liked this more than I thought I was going to. Usually with mystery and even dark academia, it's very hit or miss for me. I actually was very interested in this. It follows Felicity, who is going to the Dalloway School, and there's a rumor that the Dalloway 5, who went there years and years ago, were actually witches. Ellis joins the school and wants to learn all about the Dalloway Five, so Felicity decides to help her find out if any of the rumors were real. This was pretty interesting. I would recommend checking it out if you like dark academia or mystery. I did not expect the ending. Then I read Radio Silence and Loveless by Alice Oseman, and I liked Radio Silence more than Loveless. I rated Radio Silence 3.5 and Loveless 3 stars. These, I think, at this point are just a little too young for me. I love Heartstopper. I would recommend picking these up if you're like high school age. These follow some of the characters that are mentioned in the Heartstopper series, but not the main characters. I'm glad that I picked them up because I have been interested in reading her other books. Then I read The Rule of the Aurora King, which I rated 5 stars. I loved this book. It was so quick, fun, action-packed. There was constantly something going on. It kept my attention, and I've been going back and forth with a reading slump. I just have been having trouble finding books on my shelves that I want to like keep picking up to read, which I did not have a problem with this. So I really liked it. I would recommend this series. This is the Trial of the Sun Queen series. I believe there are maybe 3 more books in the series. This is the second. So I have a bit more to go, but I'm enjoying it so far. Then I read The Love of My Afterlife. I've heard really good things about this book, but it was not really good to me. I rated 3.5 stars, and there were just aspects of it that I did not like, and I didn't really like the main character. The story, I just did not connect to any of it. Now thinking about it, I might even rate it lower than 3.5. There were just a lot of things in here that I just did not enjoy whatsoever. So sadly, this one is not for me, and I would not recommend it. Then I read A Fate Inked in Blood, which I rated 4 stars. I really love this author's writing, Danielle L. Jensen. She wrote the Bridge Kingdom series, and I'm about to read the 3rd book. I really love her writing, and the series was good. The Bridge Kingdom is definitely my favorite, but this one is based on Norse mythology. It was super interesting, and I'm excited to continue the series. Then I read People We Meet on Vacation, which I rated 4.5 stars. I really liked this, and I was a little hesitant about reading this because I'd heard mixed reviews, but it is a When Harry Met Sally retelling, which if you watch a couple of my videos, you will see a pattern. I've read 3 books in the past couple of months, all of them being When Harry Met Sally retellings, and I've loved every one. So apparently I'm a huge fan of When Harry Met Sally. Who knew? Not me until I read these books, but you know, it's a good time. It's always a good time. This follows Poppy and Alex. They go on a trip every summer until after one summer they stop talking to each other and then randomly decide to see each other again after all this time. And I really loved it. I would recommend this. I am getting back in my Emily Henry groove, so I definitely recommend picking this one up. Then I read Paging Dr. Hart. I rated this 4 stars. I really liked it. Tiffany works in the hospital, and Ethan starts working there, and she has to show him around. It is a medical romance, but it's so much more. You get to learn all about Tiffany's life growing up and when she lived in Vegas throughout her childhood, and there's a kind of mystery secret that she has throughout this whole story, and you're switching between timelines of present day to her past, and you're kind of piecing together what happens until you find out, and then everything comes together. Things go down. I could not stop reading this book. I was reading it every chance I got. I really liked it. I would recommend picking this up. There were points where I was stressing reading this book. I would definitely recommend picking this one up. Then I read Overdue, which was an arc by Stephanie Perkins. This follows Ingrid. She works in the library, and her boyfriend Corey of 11 years, they decide to be on a 1-month break to see if, after being apart and dating other people, if they still want to spend the rest of their life together. That threw me for a loop. Very questionable. Story was really good. I don't want to say too much because it is an arc and it doesn't come out until October, I believe. I would definitely recommend picking this one up when it comes out. Uncomfortable aspects of this book, but I think that was the point because the situation is very weird, very weird. I believe this is this author's first adult romance. I believe she just wrote YA before, and I thought it was well done. Then I read Summer in the City by Alex Astor, and I rated this 4.5. I really liked this. Elle is a screenwriter and Parker is a billionaire. They met a couple years back and they didn't have the best interaction. So when they see each other again a few years later, she is not so happy about seeing him. They decide to have a fake relationship for him to get attention in the media and for her to get inspiration for her screenplay. So they decide to go on dates. Really loved this. This was a super fun, quick read. I would definitely recommend picking this one up. The writing was good. I knew the writing was gonna be good because I love Light Lark. Then I read Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. This is the same author as If We Were Villains, and I loved If We Were Villains. Did not love this. I rated this 2 stars. There just was nothing going on. Nothing happened. And this is a novella, so it's short. But If We Were Villains is so good, and the first book you put out after everyone waiting forever for a next book is a novella that nothing happens in. I feel like there was potential there. It just wasn't executed correctly. It was short. I won't dwell on it too much. And the rest of the books that I read for this month, I am gonna skip over because they're just things I read for school. Make sure to like and subscribe and check me out on other platforms. Thank you so much for watching.